Papa Blue dropped a bombshell moments ago. And if what he's saying is true, Chrisean's world has just fallen into disarray. Reports state that Chrisean and baby CJ were abruptly evicted and their belongings were packed up and thrown into storage. There was no warning or heads up, according to people close to the situation, and it was swift, cold, and final. Papa Blue didn't hint, he confirmed it. Online reactions are exploding, and Chrisean seems to be rushing behind the scenes. The question now is, what caused this, and where do Chrisean and CJ go from here? Tension had been building for weeks, if not longer. When Chrisean gave birth to CJ, the internet went crazy. People were thrilled, while others were dubious. One thing was certain. Nothing about her relationship with Blueface's family was stable. The on again, off again, drama war fans out. Papa Blue entered the fray gradually, first with subtle jabs on Instagram, like tweets, and then full-on cryptic posts. Lately, his tone changed. He began talking about messy women and cleaning the house. Then said, blood or not, bring chaos to my home and you're gone. At the time, people thought it was about Chrisean. But now it's pretty certain. People in her camp say she thought she and CJ were safe, but Chrisean never saw it coming. Papa stepped up and controlled the narrative by describing a house at war. Shouting matches, late-night arguments over CJ's care, and blurred lines about responsibility. Blueface reportedly felt disrespected, saying she thinks she runs the place because she had a baby, but he remained silent. Papa's side claims otherwise. This was planned. She was given 3 silent warnings, but she disregarded them all. The moving truck was scheduled in advance, and when she got home, everything was gone. This isn't just a family drama, it's a full-on eviction. The locks were changed that night, the entry codes were reset, CJ's crib was disassembled. And one neighbor took video of a storage truck raising voices and Chrisean allegedly yelling, "You can't throw me out. My son lives here too." The truck pulled away, the lights went out, the door shut, and suddenly Chrisean and CJ's place in the house disappeared. Fans are wondering if this was due to financial difficulties, Papa having grown weary of helping her, or if deeper wounds. Jealousy, betrayal, dysfunction, or something else. One thing is for certain, Papa Blue made his move, and Chrisean is left to pick up the pieces. Chrisean has shut down completely. There are no tweets, no lives, and no stories. However, history shows that this calm won't last because when she speaks, it's usually loud and explosive. Just when fans thought the drama had reached its climax, the real story started to unfold, and it's messier than anyone could have predicted. Now, several insiders are coming forward with contradicting accounts, alleged screenshots, and one significant twist that could completely change the course of events. Let's start with the blow-up. A leaked direct message from someone claiming to know Chrisean's former assistant describes the final Papa allegedly walked by CJ's room late at night and overheard a FaceTime call coming through the monitor, where Chrisean was on speaker, ridiculing the family and saying things like, "You don't need them. You're running things now." This is when Papa lost it, stormed in, grabbed the phone, and yelled, "You're bringing clowns into my house on my property." The argument was so heated that it turned into a full-on screaming match that neighbors had to step in. Wi-Fi, while my grandson was asleep, you're done. The decision was immediate. Within 24 hours, a moving truck was scheduled. And house staff were told not to let Chrisean back in after the weekend. But here's the twist. Some believe Chrisean planned the whole thing. A viral TikTok claims she allowed it all to happen just to take control of the narrative. The theory was she wanted sympathy and leverage, and getting thrown out with a baby would deliver both. A supposed screenshot from a group chat surfaced showing someone under Chrisean's middle name saying, "Watch how quick they flip when I go live from the street with CJ, it's over." Papa Blue responded with his own live, "I don't care what she says. You all didn't live here. Y'all don't know what she said to me in front of my grandson. CJ doesn't need chaos. He needs peace, and she's not bringing that." He added, "I've got love for her, but love doesn't mean I have to let her disrespect my house." Then he dropped the line that sent social media into a tailspin. "She played her game. Now I'm playing mine." That quote alone sent #PapaBalBlue. Went viral for hours. A phony court document began to circulate online, leading a purported team member to post, "Don't believe every screenshot you see." Still, moves are being made. Now we're at a boiling point. CJ's crib is in storage. One source even suggested that Chrisean might file for emergency custody protections. Aiming to prevent both Papa and Carissa from being near CJ, Chrisean claims she's a single mother doing her best after being unfairly attacked by Team Papa, who claims he's protecting his home. Behind it all, Chrisean's silence is beginning to feel like the quiet before a very public storm. Then came the receipts. Late last night, a leaked voice that was allegedly not recorded during one of the final blowouts appeared on a fan blog. "You think that baby gives you power over this house? I've raised kids. You just got here," said Papa Blue in a clear and angry voice. "You never raised CJ. You haven't changed one diaper. Don't act like this is your kingdom and you're the king." The line that ended it all was, "Pack your Shasterisk tea. I'm done acting like your family." The tape quickly went viral, and even celebrities reposted it with comments like, "This ain't family. This is war." Not only that, but a burner account that was thought to be associated with Chrisean's circle posted and swiftly removed screenshots of a purported text exchange between Blueface and someone who is assumed to be Papa Blue. The messages are brief, scathing, and damning. "Why are you allowing her to act that way in your home?" She claimed that the baby gave her a free pass. "Handle it, or I will do that last." The hashtag #FreeCJ from the chaos trended for 5 hours straight. And major. Gossip blogs are now calling this one of the messiest family implosions in modern celebrity culture. However, the real escalation came when fans saw Chrisean's belongings being hauled into storage just one day before. Some say this exile was planned from behind bars, while others say Papa took matters into his own hands. Anyhow, the timing raises questions. After days of total silence, Chrisean herself finally broke it with one mysterious Instagram story. It was a black screen with white text and no tags, and it said, "Keep CJ out of your mouth or I'm burning it all down." No follow-up or explanation was provided, but the message said it all. Now, insiders say Chrisean has hired serious legal muscle, according to a source close to the situation. She is building a case citing emotional abuse, child protection violations, and consideration of restraining orders. If that's the case, Papa and possibly Carissa could be legally barred from seeing CJ. In a series of live videos, Chrisean's sister, who hadn't spoken in public for more than a year, called Papa Blue out by name on Facebook. In one, she claimed, "That man has been messy since day one. He's always trying to flex like he's CJ's daddy Blue in jail, and now he thinks he's the boss." But it was the second video that really went viral online. She asserted that he replied, "CJ isn't even Blue's anyway. That's why he's treating him like trash." That single statement sent shockwaves over the internet. And fan groups instantly started displaying old videos of Papa Blue around CJ's difficult moments and hesitations. Even counting the number of times he'd actually handled the infant on camera, one commenter said, "This family has been pretending that CJ was loved only to make it look safe." Carissa is stoking the fires, and Chrisean's own sister simply implied that Papa Blue never thought CJ was even Blueface's son. This isn't drama anymore. It's a public family collapse unfolding one post at a time. The theory caught fire, and now we're where we are. Papa Blue claims Chrisean disrespected the house and had to leave. Chrisean claims she was never protected, and CJ was used against her. Things are about to get ugly. Chrisean is going live tomorrow. This isn't just any sit-down interview with a celebrity podcast that teased the drop with a fire emoji and the caption, She's naming names, and it's personal. She goes there, Papa Blue's reputation might not survive it. And CJ is now the baby in the middle of what is being called the wildest celebrity family war of the decade. The next day could change everything. By the next morning, the fallout had spread to every corner of the internet. This was no longer just a messy feud. Civil War fans and influencers were picking sides. On Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, people are divided into virtual factions. Team Chrisean pushed hashtags like #ProtectCJ, #PayPal ABL is ANC lead, and #NotHerStuffInStorage. Fan edits of baby CJ were all over timelines with captions like "He didn't choose this" and "Mama's fighting for you." Some users started comparing her to other Black celebrity mothers who had been kicked out of family circles after relationships ended. One particularly popular tweet said, "First they used her for clout. Now they act like she isn't family. Nah, this isn't about rules. But Papa Blue had his defenders too. His supporters echoed his Instagram live statement, "You bring peace or you bounce." And one of the viral comments read, "He ain't wrong. That girl, Ben Wilden, gave her a roof and she spit on it." Debate went viral, and podcasts and YouTube hard gossip shows started analyzing every second of the leaked clips, pointing out every quote from Papa Blue and raising Chrisean's sister's eyebrow. Then the celebrities jumped in, with Saucy Santana commenting, "Not the storage truck on a Shade Room post." After Tamar Braxton went live and said, "I don't know what's going on in that house." But when a baby's involved, it's not just personal, it's public. That child deserves peace. Nick Cannon then added his voice, which turned the situation from messy to potentially litigious. There are rumors that Chrisean is getting ready to file for full legal custody, not just blocking Papa Blurb, but also Carissa. If this is true, it will escalate the drama on Instagram to a courtroom altercation. Carissa's response was to go live once more, and this time she dragged everyone. The post said, "I feel bad for CJ," and then, like clockwork, Papa returned to Instagram and posted a picture of the now empty guest room with the caption, "Peace restored." Thousands of comments flooded in, some thanking him for finally setting boundaries, while others criticized him for acting like a victim. "I was the villain, but I forgot who the real one was. That girl never respected my son, never respected this family, and now she wants to act like she's a victim. Please." Condemning him for boasting about evicting a woman and her child, even going so far as to have the media pick it up. TMZ ran the headline, "Chrisean Rock evicted. Papa Blue's storage move sparks internet outrage." Hollywood Unlocked then followed with CJ's crib in a U-Haul, Papa Blue under fire for family fallout. Then, without warning, Chrisean posted another picture of her and CJ sitting in a hotel room with the caption, "You thought you broke me. You freed me." The comment section erupted with support, anger, and drawn lines, because this was now about image, legacy, and war, not eviction. A voice note that was purportedly leaked late last night from someone within Papa Blue's own circle completely changed the course of events. In the clip, a woman who is thought to be a longtime family friend whispers, "You know he only did it because Blue called from inside and told him get her out before she messes everything up while I'm gone. Papa Blue didn't even hesitate." Wait, what? Fans assumed Papa Blue acted out of frustration, pride, or possibly protection. However, if this voice note is that one line broke the internet open. And within an hour, hashtags like #FreeCJ, #JusticeForChris, EANS, and #PAPALA Blue exposed took off. Fans reposted every Instagram Live, every shady quote, every pause, and every look that Papa ever gave Cameron, which was now seen in a completely different light. One user tweeted that she wasn't crazy, and another said, "They're using that." The entire eviction was planned by Blueface himself. "They all turned on me while I was feeding his son, and I was waking up every 2 hours to change his diapers." He called from jail and gave the order, and his father obeyed like a soldier. Meanwhile, screenshots purportedly showed Clarissa boasting in a private group chat that she wouldn't last. She said, "I'm crying, exhausted, but my voice is steady. Handle it." Even those who didn't believe her began to take sides. Public figures weighed in, and activists, influencers, and child welfare advocates called for an investigation. One lawyer tweeted, "If Blueface planned this from jail and it led to Chrisean and CJ being displaced without warning, there are legal consequences. This is emotional abuse." The backlash erupted, and Papa Blue deleted his last 3 posts, along with the caption, "Peace restored." Screenshots are all over the place. Damage was done, but the real catch is that sources now say Chrisean is working on her own documentary, not with a network, podcast, or a reality TV. Her own crew, her lens, her truth. The eviction, the betrayal, the silence, all of it, unfiltered and uncut. The trailer for the working title, Unbothered, My Truth, My Baby, My War, is anticipated to be released this weekend. But that's not the end, because just minutes ago, a final tweet from Chrisean's backup account went viral. He believed that being in jail would allow him to pull strings, but what happens when I cut them? There's no tag, no name, no explanation, but everyone knows exactly who she's referring to. Now, this isn't just Chrisean versus Papa. It's not just messy family business spilling onto social media. Family system that is circling its wagons, and the court of public opinion is watching intently. Fists clenched before rendering its own verdict. And don't worry, the next chapter is approaching sooner than anyone anticipated. What started as public arguments and cryptic Instagram captions has turned into something far more sinister. A calculated struggle for control and narrative, dominance, and at the center of it all is the welfare of an innocent child. CJ is no longer just a name. He is now the focal point of a modern-day gladiator match where loyalty, image, and legacy are all on the line, and in the shadows of that arena, strings are being pulled not only by Papa Blue, but Papa Blue may have appeared to be a father merely, stepping in to set boundaries and bring order to chaos. But when we peel back the surface, we're starting to see something far more calculated. Behind that paternal facade, there is the possibility of coordinated legal strikes, pressure from allies, and whispered commands filtering through prison phone lines. This isn't just about protecting CJ. It may also be about silencing Chrisean. She's not backing down. Rather, she's standing taller, speaking more clearly, and arming herself with tools that the other side never imagined she'd reach for. This isn't a breakdown. Rather, it's a legal counterattack and media strategy. A documentary is in the works that exposes them with names, dates, and irreversible receipts. She's calling out not only the betrayal, but also the coordinated gaslighting, the emotional manipulation, and the years of backroom maneuvers intended to portray her as unstable while placing others as the ones at fault. Sources close to Chrisean have hinted that what's going to happen won't simply change the public's perception. It might completely change the legal landscape. We're talking about surveillance footage, sealed text messages, audio files, and sworn testimony from people who were once on the opposing side. This type of evidence doesn't allow for any room for interpretation, forcing people to choose a side and live with it. Meanwhile, the internet is in flames, with some people standing with Chrisean and others who are still unsure, asking the difficult questions. Was she always the antagonist in a story that was written to keep her helpless? Did Papa use CJ as leverage to force her into silence? Is Blueface the real mastermind behind the scenes, directing plays from a prison cell to keep control of his empire, his legacy, and his image? This is a war not just about a child, but also about who gets to shape the truth. And in this war, silence is complicity. Every social media post, podcast, and court document becomes another weapon. For this reason, we need your voice. Get set up from the beginning. groomed into chaos, and then framed as the threat when she attempted to escape. Should Papa be held accountable for the timing and intent of every legal move, not just for his decisions as a grandfather? Who is really in charge, the man in the courtroom or the one behind bars? Smash that like button. This isn't just another clumsy headline. It's a reckoning, a warning, a moment when silence is no longer an option because CJ deserves better. And Chrisean isn't just hoping for justice, she's building the case to demand it. Stay loud, stay locked, stay watching. If you believe in giving women a fair shot at telling their story, subscribe. If you're done watching the system discard mothers while praising the very people who helped dismantle them, turn on notifications. When Chrisean's documentary debuts, it will be right here, breaking down every second, frame by frame, voice note by voice note, until the truth is undeniable.